You are listening to the sounds of the Right On Network.
Hello and welcome to episode 24 of On the Record Jams, brought to you by the Right On Network. I'm AJ.
I'm Arthur.
And we are back as promised. This is a special one. I think you need to stop the press because we are talking about 2025's The Clipse. And this one is off the album.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let God sort them out.
Wow. In hip-hop, the month of July, it was a lot of fire going on, right?
Man, yeah. I mean, you think about the last few years, there's been this concept of like a bunch of rappers that are, let's say, 40 and older, just kind of reminiscing, doing podcasts, going on Drink Champs, telling old stories and all that. And then it's almost like somebody just said, hey, we're all still alive. We should just rap again.
This is culturally inappropriate.
And then people started trying to look for excuses, and then there weren't any excuses. And so then we just start getting these dudes trying to be like their best selves again. It was kind of like the getting back in the gym, the video montage that we would get like on the 80s movies where it'd be like push it to the limit in the background. And it would be like, okay, these dudes are like training to come back. And then now we got all these really good albums from these just supreme 90s and early 2000 rappers just showing back up, just showing up, showing out, different levels of resources for each one, but a lot of really good music. You think about Common's album, LL's album, like a lot of people doing a lot of just supreme hip hop rapping type stuff. So to me, this falls into that range. Let God sort them out is that, right?
Yeah. So we're recording this August
17th.
The 17th. So the album came out somewhere in July, and I've been listening to, I think I've heard this whole album, like in its entirety, at least 20 times.
I could believe that.
Right now, it's my 2025 album of the year. And I hope something knocks it off. Because then that means I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time either way. I mean, I think we're at the point where this thing still hasn't really finished growing yet, right? Like, because this is the dense lyricism. This is the people really laying it all out there. There's the jokes. There's the embedded one-liners. There's the counts being done, and you can't tell if there's a count or not a count. And you're like,
this is culturally inappropriate.
There's so much happening in this music because, again, these guys are on their best behavior after a period of downtime of not making music. So they're just coming in and emptying the clip, emptying the tank, whatever you want to call it, and trying to make the best thing they could possibly make just in case they never get to do it again. It's almost like they feel like, man, we stopped for some reason, and now there's a reason for us to come back, so let's make it count just in case this is it. Like, this album feels like a lot of that.
Let God sort them out. We're specifically talking about the record FICO, FICO.
Yes, man. We could have like thrown a rock at that track list and then just picked something. FICO gives me an excuse to talk about Stove God Cooks, so that's why I went with that one. It shows a lot of self-awareness about where the Clipse have been kind of placed in the pantheon of music. You think about those guys had really 3 studio albums, essentially, because, I mean, what are we talking about? 2002 is Lord Willing, right? Hell Hath No Fury is 2006, and they went through a bunch of stuff to get that record out. Then they did Till the Casket Drops in 2009, and then after that, Malice/No Malice was kind of like, yeah, I'm good on this. Like, it takes too much to get things done. We're not getting what we want out of it. It's too much of a struggle to get this music together. We know we're great. Things aren't turning in our direction, I think. And also, like, he had the spiritual piece too, where he's like, I just kind of want to go in a different direction. And then that leaves us with Pusha T's solo career, which is also, 4 albums and a couple of EPs and things of that nature. But to go from 2009 all the way into 2025 with no Clipse music, I think it's beautiful that they saw what was happening with Griselda, saw what was happening with the resurgence. They had some things happen with them personally where they start feeling like, hey, this is an opportunity for us to get back. Let's get back in here. Like, let's go back to it. Let's figure out how we can get an album together. And not only did they do that, Pharrell and his availability and just rollout is a phrase that's now poisoned now just based on this album, but call it what it is. They got a real rollout. They got a 1984
For real.
This is a really good album and we want to make sure as many people hear this as possible type of rollout. It was almost shocking for them to get that. But then it's very valuable to see how it can work when the music is good, the act is good. And I remember you used to say these things about acts as they started getting a little bit up in age or they had done a lot of music. You would say, hey, they kind of need a reason to make an album. Like, you can't just show up and make another album of the stuff filled with stuff you already do.
Yeah.
Like, if you come back a year later with another album, especially like in hip hop where you had guys naming the album Part 3 or Part 5 or whatever, or they got a song on there that's song I done already made Part 6. And it's like, oh, dude, come on, man. Like, so do you have something new to say or not? But these dudes had something else to say and they wanted to come back and put their stamp on the game. Like, oh, okay, you guys like this type of rap now? Okay, we laid our swords down. Pusha T had to kind of do it on his own. But if y'all like this, oh, this is what y'all want? Well, we got plenty of that. So here's 45 minutes of this. Like, let's go. And we got it. And it's hard to understate how serious this music is, how strong the beats are, and how rock solid the rapping is on this album.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Like, just, they said it took them a lot of time to do it, and it makes sense that it would. It doesn't sound slapped together. It sounds like the most professional version of what they could have possibly done. And so I buy everything they're selling with their rollout. They really took this seriously and they put their foot in it, so to speak. And it's just, this is the one, man. Like, you introduced me to Stove God, right?
Yes, because I introduced you to Griselda back in 2016. So that's going to eventually lead us to Stove God.
Right. But I remember, like, Stove God's album was pandemic era, right?
Yeah.
So that was during the kind of, like, I call it the Tiger King era. Like, we were just, everything had just kind of got turned off and people didn't really know what to do. So people were just baking bread and watching TV and hoping that they didn't die or whatever.
And learn how to play guitar.
And learn how to play guitar, but not really, because please don't show up 5 years later now and try to play a guitar, because some of those people didn't learn.
Yeah, you're right. 2020.
So it was 2020, and I remember playing that album like it was the only album that I had. Because I was like, this makes no sense. Like, who is this guy, and why is this so good? And it's like the beats are crazy, which I expected because Rock Marciano was already my dude by that time. But for Rock Marcy to kind of just produce that whole thing and stay out of it altogether and just let Stove do it, and he went in there and, like, rabbit dog let loose on all those beats.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Man, what a wonderful time. And it seems to me like Clipse had this album and they had like a wish list of people they wanted to get on there. And some of it is more obvious, right? Nas coming out of his 6 albums with Hit Boy. My goodness. If you can get Nas, you get Nas. Kendrick Lamar and Pusha have been known to have a good rap relationship. And then now they have a shared enemy. And so I'm sure they show up for each other based on that partially too. But whatever, just giving the music. And for Clipse to grab Stove God, I didn't know if he was going to get a verse. I didn't know if he was going to get a chorus. But honestly, I look at it like him getting the chorus is kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's perfect Stove God. You don't know what I know. You ain't seen what I saw. No, you ain't been where I go. With a fetty so strong, you got to bag it with one eye closed. My shooter turned you inside out. I heard the feds turn the crib inside out. Drop the roof on you, let the inside out. Fresh Prince jacket, boy, I cook them till they inside out. Did he need to say anything else?
Yeah, he did it.
Like, if you do that, it's like, well, you could have kept going, but dude, what? That's fine. Like, maybe he was planning to do a verse and they heard that and they were like, we want to keep our song here, guys. Like, we want to keep ownership of our album here. Like, maybe we just leave it at that, brother, because that's perfect.
I'm glad that the internet, they picked up on it. So Fresh Prince, when it came out, it was all about like, hey, I'm from Philadelphia, I get in some trouble, and I go live with my family in Bel Air. And when he went to the private school, he's like, okay, well, I got to be my own thing. I got to hip hop this out. I got to be cool. And he turned the jacket inside out, and it's all like this kind of jazzy stuff on the inside. So for him to pick that up, because the cool thing about Stove God is, I like how his age is ambiguous, because it's like, oh, this might be one of those young guys. But then he's referencing those things where I was like, you shouldn't have referenced that. So it's kind of ambiguous, like, well, how old is this guy?
Right. And also the thing I love about him is his references aren't just like he shows up and says King Kong Bundy, y'all. It's like it's an embedded piece to it. Like, for him to understand why it would make sense for him to say Fresh Prince jacket, that means he either had to be there, or one of his uncles or older brothers was there and they were explaining it to him, or like he got something out of it. Like, it's kind of insightful for him to use it. So the way he does his references is not just random, just to check a box and say, I got this list of NBA players. I got this list of random TV shows. And when I get bored, I just look at that list and pick one and figure out a way to get it in there. Or I just have a randomized thing and then I go into Chat GPT and give me a rap related to this. Like, it seems like what he's doing is really deeper than that. So
this album is a celebration. This record is a celebration. These verses are very deliberate. It's always cool when you hear them go like, hey, I went off the dome. I just went in there zoned out, and that's awesome. This sounds like rewrites, edits, revisions, because it's not like there's two guys. It's not like you get two verses, I get two verses. Is you get one verse, I'm verse, and we're out. So it's like, make it count. And that, to me, it sounds like everything, like every second of this album matters. Like, to me, there's no skips. There's no, like, oh, I'm going to put this album on and just skip to these 4 songs and then I'm out. I have to listen to it from start to finish.
Right. I mean, for them to start it with Birds Don't Sing is real heavy.
It's heavy.
It's real heavy, but it's about right, because it almost kind of spells out this is part of how we ended up getting this album. Like, the parents passing away, them having that big impact off of that and looking at themselves. Like, again, we just talked about how, man, it's a miracle that Weezer kept going. But it's like these guys didn't keep going. But now they're sitting there looking at each other like, man, we're still here. And we still had the capability of doing this. We see all this self-celebration, which is great for hip-hop. This self-awareness, this understanding. And in some cases, even less nobly, you got the old dudes complaining, right? They're talking about the new acts and the things they don't do and all they don't rap and all, can you even freestyle? And are you doing the 4 elements now? I haven't seen no graffiti. Like, whatever, right? Like, the old heads of varying ages got so much to say. And I think this music coming out is a very good money where your mouth is situation, right? Like, we're saying we're so great. Hook the mic up. Let's go. Let's see how great you really are. And I viewed it like the Clipse took that as a challenge for themselves. And so I remember late nights, pissy hallways driving me psycho. The money couldn't come fast enough. We was back and forth down streamline. Moving weight was like lipo. The rest of y'all stuck in a rut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. This is how you start in the verse? Like this is it? This is what you got for me? Like you coming out with that? And he kept that psycho rhyme scheme going all the way through. Psycho, lipo, knife go, dice roll, pipe go. Light show. If you re-ing up with us, then your credit score gotta be FICO. Everybody that's ever had a credit report. I'm talking 850 or bust. See, you really real power when you make balance on tight ropes, because we're still on psycho, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They know they not much for the blood. Like, the rhyme scheme, ridiculous. Like, Bun B Memorial, like, if you know Bun B from UGK, he had a verse on the 1996 Riding Dirty album. And he carried these rhyme schemes through a whole verse and then like just kind of kept running with it. And it was like mind blowing. People heard it. People knew, like East Coast rappers were like, I don't care where this guy's from. We got to start breaking down some of these borders. These dudes over here rapping. And I hear this verse and I'm like, yeah, he heard the Pinky Ring verse too. Because that's what this is. Like upgraded for a different era. And it's like you can't obviously see where that rhyme's gonna be. It's even hard to say it.
Yes.
And even when you're listening to it, you just keep hearing that psycho rhyme come back around. And it gets to the point where you're thinking, is he really gonna carry this thing all the way through? The answer was yes. So they just killed it.
My history with The Clipse, I remember 2002 where I'm Your Pusher, right? When that came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting, right? But I didn't follow up on it. And then what really got my attention was those mixtapes. All right, I Got It For Cheap Volume 1, I Got It For Cheap Volume 2. Yeah. That's when I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, these guys are... You know, they're doing wordplay, they're doing all this stuff, they're messing around, okay? And I love, on the second album, the opening track, Got It For Cheap.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? I think that's what it's all about.
Yes.
And then Popeyes on the third album, I mean, man, wow, okay? Yeah. So, I always find them like, okay, they do the punchlines. They're doing the cocaine rap and all this stuff because it's like, you know, if you're doing heavy metal, we can't talk about ponies and bunny rabbits. It has to fit the imagery, right? Yeah. And then it can be used as a clutch to get you through, a crush to get you through. But I mean that just in a neutral way. Yeah. So if it's like, all right, I want to be an MC. So one of those things is I'm clever, right? So how clever can I be how far can I take it? How many ways can I give you this cocaine rap? Where it's like, but you never heard this one before. Oh, but you never heard this one before. Now, what's cool about this album is it's like, okay, we made it to be quote unquote old men and we're reflecting back. And that's how this track opens up. Like he's reminiscing about something. And it's interesting that you talked about like, all right, we got, you know, Drink Champs and all this stuff. And on Drink Champs, they talk about how like, hey, in rock and roll, Rolling Stones, they're 70, 80 years old and they come out and celebrate it. But with hip hop, it's like, man, dude, you're over 25. You're washed. And I like how, like, it's like, no. We're going to celebrate these guys, too. So I like how, like, you're saying, like, with Common, all these folks, Pete Rock, how they've been coming out. And it's like, this is good stuff. And I always talk about this. Like, if you go on a freestyle today and you rap like how people were rapping in 1998 to 2002, it's passable. And they're like, man, you're a good rapper. So like if you're in 2017 and you're rapping like somebody that's really, really good in 2002, people are like, man, that's fire. Now, if you came in rapping in 2020, like how someone was rapping in 1984, it would get kind of like sideways looks. So these guys are perfect for, oh, no, we can still do this. We know how to do this. And then guess what? They come out with this great album, objectively speaking.
Right, objectively speaking. And it's so perfect because I think it should lead to kind of like a glass ceiling breaking. It should lead to almost like a breaking the trance moment. I think in some cases people aren't understanding or appreciating what we're seeing here. Like, this is rapping. Like, people are rapping. You're going to complain there's no raps? You're lying. There's raps all over the place. People are rapping.
No Malice, he says this: Miami, like Big Perm, cause their numbers was Faison. Okay, Faison from Friday, Big Perm.
Yeah.
Cuban showed me nothing but love. When it comes down to it, every stringer bell just needs an Avon who won't sweep it under the rug. So we get the Wire reference. Yeah. Because the Wire is like back in them early 2000s.
Right. Yes.
The nostalgia factor within a generation.
Right.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Yes. And so in Malice's verse, there's a story, and I've seen the math, and I was like, I don't even want to believe this. Mm-hmm. So if you add up all the numbers that he says during the verse, it adds up to 48, and then he ends the verse with, my story gonna hit the first 48. Then it's on Dateline, because this really I done done. Mm-hmm. And it was like he stopped, and it was like, well, wait. Like, he ended the verse with that, and he also had a waistline. His thing was waistline for his verse. So he had the whole rhyme scheme the same way, but hit it a different way, and he did the number count off thing, which we've seen rappers do before in different ways. But yeah, if you add up all the numbers, it adds up to 48, which is like, dude, get out of here. Like you did all of that, and you had time to do that too. Like, when did he know he was gonna do that? And it's like, okay, you're just better at this than most people.
So that's what I'm talking about as far as, again, people are like, hey, I just went in there and just dumbed out. I went in there and I went off the dome. I like that too. This is craft. They're crafting verses. They're crafting lyrics. This is No Malice. This is Malice on another track on this album. Y'all tweet Bird Talk. We're all parrots. Lone Star, Across the Border. We like Dallas. 21 Gun Salute. We been savage. Nah. Tag them up. Add them up. Average. Wow.
Yeah, he's got, and rightfully so, he's getting a lot of credit for his performance on this album. I think there was some story, because, people love the comparisons, right? I think when you think about what's happening to most of us in the universe now, where there's this flood of information and people are like brain logged, and the only way they know how to assess something is via comparison. Mm-hmm. And so even within this universe of this album, people are like, well, who's the better rapper? And I think part of another reason why people like this album as much as they do, outside of the fact that it's just flat out jamming and the rapping is professional, crafted goodness, I think people went into it thinking, is Pusha T going to have to carry his brother?
Oh, no, I didn't think that.
Which speaks to the fact that these people haven't listened to Clipse ever. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, maybe you don't really understand what's going on. It's like Malice wasn't going to be an issue at all. And it really was just going to come down to, okay, Push, you've been rapping by yourself and that feels a certain way. And you got 2 and 3 verses and hooks and whatever. You got the Dream singing on a song every other album and all that. You got time to do all that. You're rapping around people who aren't at the same level of rapper as you. And that's kind of a different environment to work in. No disrespect to good music, but like Big Sean, Pusha T, different level of rapper. Pusha T, Kanye, different levels of rappers. Like, Pusha T is a certain type of rapper, and like him being away from his brother had to hurt musically. But them coming back together, that had to be a steel sharpened steel situation. Like, we're looking at each other like we're back together to do this, and we got to kill it. We both got to kill it. And it just, you can hear it, man, in the deliverable. You can hear it in the precision of the raps, how things are delivered, and even just their Tiny Desk concert, like their breath control. Like,
that was great.
Nobody was out of breath. Like, people was up in there rapping. And like, even if you think about the Chains and Whips performance, and yeah, Pusha T had a reason to be serious about that verse because he's rapping directly at somebody. But the way he performed that verse on that Tiny Desk, that's notable. Like, that's some serious big deal. I'm not messing around with you guys rapping.
This is culturally inappropriate.
It's hard to overrate this album. People love the word overrated. They need to take it out of their vocabulary. I don't have a number with a decimal point in it to describe this album. It's just if you claim to like rap music for real, you have no business not listening to this thing.
I will say this. This is just my personal opinion. Is the album overrated? In any criticisms that people have thrown at this album, they're all true. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, I hear what people say, and I think it is true. Like, some people might go like, hey, it's kind of boring, or they're not putting in a bunch of words within a couplet or whatever. And but it doesn't matter. This is album of the year. Guys, it's Never Turn the Other Cheek, You'll Die at the Oscars. Persona non grata, Mikasa, Sukasa. Drugs Killed My Teen Spirit, Welcome to Nirvana. Come on, man.
Come on, folks.
You was Fuji Lala, I was Alibaba. Dressed in House of Gucci, made from selling Lady Gaga. So it's more of that. How many times can I name a white woman that will represent cocaine? How many times can I do it? How many names can I give you? Hakuna Matata, Island wearing tie-dye, umbrella in my rose match the one that's in this Mai Tai. Listen, you are not I. Cross T's, dot I's. I done disappeared and reappeared without the voila.
Come on, man. Come on.
Hey, look, again, I love it where they're acting like they're serious as a heart attack. This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's complete.
These are jokes.
These dudes are telling the jokes, and they're not giving you time to rest. They're just elbowing you in the face with more and more of these. So, like, this is not the type of album that you could just throw on in the background while you're doing 3 other things. Listen to it once and then show up on the internet with a decimal point in your rating. Like, get out of here with that. Erase that post. Get that out of there. You need to listen to this thing multiple times, appreciate the craft, and just jump into it. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, but they skinned the hell out of theirs on this album. They had an intention, they had a goal, and they hit it.
I don't know why this happened. This has never happened. Like, I buy my music off Apple or whatever, right? And for some reason, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face didn't download. I don't know why. And like a song at the end didn't. So when I did the first run, I didn't hear that. Guys, we got White Slave Master Souls in My Safe. I will say this, though. This is a lot. Like, you can't just go, hey, man. I mean, you can. Hey, man, just listen to this. You are asking somebody to listen to a lot. I do have to admit that. You're asking somebody to listen to a lot. But guys, look. I know that we're supposed to be talking about FICO. But again, with Malice on this POV. Yes. This is blowing my mind right here, where it's if they had to weigh the operation, call it obese. I mix it like Mahomes, then I tell him go deep. Because he's of mixed race.
This is culturally inappropriate.
The rag top drop playing hide and go seek. The Bentley leather match the piping. That's the motif. The Bentley leather match the piping. That's the motif. She teaches existential Russian literature, existential motifs in Russian literature. Then he goes, just to think I built a rap career off of OZ. I watch rap just to OD. So he's saying I built a career off selling this stuff. Now I'm seeing these young dudes on IG overdosing. Then he goes, if I didn't give you both sides, I wouldn't be me. I was the only one to walk away and really be free. As far as I'm concerned, I do really be he. I can open up my closet with the skeleton key. If I lie to myself, I could sell it to me. I done sung along with rappers I never believed. Came back for the money, that's the devil in me. I had to hide it from the church. That's the Jekyll in me. Jekyll and Hyde.
Man, this album is boring, man. I don't know. It's a 6.3 for me. Shut up. Shut up. What are we doing?
I came back for the money. That's the devil in me. I had to hide it from the church. That's the Jekyll in me. Then he goes, I never thought twice what the pressure would be. Wow. Because chains look just like oppression to me. So, okay, one time, this is when Drink Champs kind of first started up, and KRS-One was on there. And they were kind of talking about like, hey, you know, when people don't write their own lyrics, you know, can you call them an MC? And, you know, they were kind of getting at something. And they asked KRS-One, what do you think about that? And he said, you know what? Hip hop needs dope lyrics. They just need dope lyrics. And I know sometimes where people might think like, man, I don't know, man, like their content, I just can't get past their content. I understand that. But at the same time, man, I need dope lyrics, man. I work a full-time job.
Yeah.
I need bars.
Please. It's a bunch of ways to skin the cat. They skinned the hell out of the cat on this album. You knew what they were going to do. Knowing what they're going to do, listening to it, and then saying, well, I wanted them to do something different. Hush. Because you're just doing the thing. Like you're doing the internet thing. Like my dream is to show up into a party and say this party isn't fun. This was going to be a Clipse rap-a-thon with hard beats for 40 minutes. That's what they needed to do. Anybody with sense knew that's what they were going to try to do. And then they did it. And they got quotable, repeatable, come on man lyrics all throughout this thing. The guest is almost like the guest got pulled in a room and cussed out before they rap. Like, you will not be the one to ruin this. You better show up and you better be serious. This is the point of the album. This is the point of these songs. Don't come in here with your own stuff. I don't want your own stuff. You want to do your own stuff? Do your own stuff over there.
Yeah.
This is a Clipse album. Come in here like you know it's a Clipse album. Be on your best behavior. We're going to hear what you do. You can either make a song or not make a song, like the RZA said. Like, you come in here with some shenanigans, you ain't getting on this song. So you think they sent Kendrick Lamar 2 songs, and he was like already on tour or doing some other thing because he's Kendrick Lamar, and he was like, man, okay, let me make sure I got my stuff all the way together for this. And like Kendrick showed up and showed out on his piece and went to town. Like this, because he has respect for their craft.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Malice on All Things Considered.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
All Things Considered, I've been forgiven. I done packed the blizzards in Honda Civics. We know about Honda Civics and that whole culture.
Yeah.
Especially in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Took fatherless women and showed them living. I don't know, there's something so condescending about that. Yeah. He goes, took fatherless women and showed them living. Left mama the children. It takes a village. Writing was on the wall like hieroglyphics. My circle split up the pie. That's long division. When Jada was asking why, I saw the vision. My homies that didn't die was all in prison. Visits behind the glass, my mirror image. Skin is blemish. Names was mentioned. Explains the sentence. The pain is endless. Identifying the body. It takes forensics. Guns, Czechoslovakian. It starts and ends it. The only sin left is to flirt with vengeance. The only sin that is left is flirt with vengeance. Made my exit just to make my entrance. Revolving doors. Maybe I can make a difference. Guys, this is some grown man stuff.
This is tuck your chain in rap music, because this is, people love certain aesthetics, right? If you say, okay, I want the 1995 sound in rap music, and you can abuse the game, right? You can step on the lyrics. You can start doing the 1.5 minute songs with no hooks. And we love people that do that. So this is not a knock. And there's a lot of ways you can kind of come in and what people want, and you can kind of give them a taste of it piece by piece. And what they did is they reversed the field and said, no, we're going dense. We're going heavy. We're going to beat you over the head with how good we are at this. And we're going to make it make sense for us to have come back after 15 years. And so you get a verse like that. And again, if you hear it, there's no training wheels on this. There's no training wheels on the rhyme schemes. There's no training wheels on the metaphors and how things are so packed in. There's a Jadakiss reference. You got to know that Jadakiss song to be like, oh, okay. Because that gives you a time capsule of about when that was. And you're like, oh, okay.
So, and that makes this album have return to this value, because you got to catch all the reference. You got to. And like a lot of people, they like that. They like the... Like, man, I had to go to YouTube and this dude broke it down. Like, this meant that meant this. I know it's like a lot of young people like doing that. But hey, I like doing that. Like, I like where it's like, oh man, okay, so, when RZA goes, my occupation is stop the inauguration of Satan. Some claimed it was Reagan. I came to slay men. Because Ronald Reagan, 6 letters. His middle name, whatever it is, has 6 letters. Reagan has 6 letters. So they thought, oh, is he the mark of the beast? But like, I didn't catch that the first time, so this has repeat value. This has, man, I got to talk to a buddy about this, and then I'll catch some stuff he didn't catch, and she'll catch some stuff I didn't catch. Guys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, okay, actually FICO, because there's some things going on with the drums and stuff. Like, because really, they could just repeat the same kind of rhythms or whatever going on in this. But Pharrell does some things to spice it up every so often, just so it won't get so monotonous. Even if he didn't do that, I was like, man, 8 seconds of this, just repeat that. It's fine with me. But they did all that they could on this.
Right. They did. They tried to sneak some music in there. They tried to sneak some progressions in there. They played around with the bass line coming in and falling out. They didn't let you off the hook in any way, shape, or form. Because again, now if you're the producer of this album in an environment where people are obsessed with comparison, you can't be the problem, right?
You can't be the problem.
If the Clipse get back together after 15 years, you can't be the reason that the album doesn't work. So you have to imagine that Pharrell was sitting there hearing these songs, hearing these raps, seeing the curation that was going down, and he, because of the love he has for music in general and these guys specifically, he had to feel some level of, I gotta be on my best behavior. I'm over here working on these see-through shirts or whatever that I'm making over here. I don't care. I'm over here I'm trying to find another big old hat to put on. I might get ready to do Despicable Me 5. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. But I'm about to be the producer on a Clipse return album. I cannot be the problem. And he turned over these beats, and it's abundantly clear
he wasn't the problem.
There is no problem.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Malice, he said this. He said, how could I just leave was the question. Whistleblowers left me no choice. Ain't no referees up in heaven. No mistaking me for the reverend. Ushering the money, my confession.
Come on.
How your pastor whip a Rolls Royce. That was me pre 9/11. Like the car. I never knew that until was my man in Miami, in Florida? Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know certain cars were called 911.
Yeah.
Until his song, okay. He goes, how your pastor whip a Rolls Royce? That was me pre 9/11. Look at me post Armageddon. I love when you do the opposites.
Yes.
Pre 9/11, post Armageddon. I love when they do that.
Yes.
Walking with my dog. I am legend.
Come on, man.
Like the movie, and I'm not talking about Moses, but the one with Will Smith.
Yes.
The grass is greener on each side. I done both Mason Bethas. I don't know that reference.
He's been both Mace and Bethas.
What's that?
So like before Mace as the preacher.
Ah, no.
You're finding this out. You're today's years old.
Yeah.
Like this is happening. Yes.
They did that. What was that one where he made the reference towards Houdini, and Gene was like, "Oh, that's what that meant." You know, which one was that?
I can't remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
like he's like it's the magician Houdini and the hip hop group Houdini.
Yes.
So he's doing both.
Yeah, because Malice made a Houdini reference with the disappear and reappear without the voila. But Pusha T, he said something, and I got like, yeah, Houdini, get out of there. But it was another reference within a reference. Then he goes, I done been at both intersections. I done pulled Ocean's 11s. Even when the well ran dry, I done raised quotes in the desert. We always hear that one.
Yeah.
Try to hide the dope in the message, like we did the coke in the Lexus. Same hands I used to whip work, see me turn them both into blessings. I was whipping work with these hands, now I'm using these hands for blessings. AMG the spokes for the extras. Only way to cope with the pressure. When you feel you in too deep, let God take the wheel like a Tesla. I don't think anyone's used that one yet. Let God take the wheel like a Tesla.
I mean, you know that like the whole Griselda group was sitting around listening to this album and they were happy and mad at the same time. Like if there was a reference that they had a chance to do and they didn't get to do it, they're like, no, we could have done this. No.
I felt like there weren't a lot of The Wire references back then. It was like, I guess like just everyone came to it late. But I remember when I was watching The Wire, I was like, oh, we're going to get a whole bunch of Wire references. And we really didn't.
It was like 5 or 6 years later. It was like people had to catch on to it. But they didn't go crazy with it. It would just be once here and there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. So, I got it. Like, but I don't want to be like Jay-Z, but what more can I say?
What more can I say?
What more can I say? This thing is excellent. This song is supreme. The album is a grand old time. You need to pull these lyrics up while you listen to it. You need to just be like, man, am I catching all the crazy stuff they're saying? And even without that, it's jamming even if you don't need all that.
Yeah,
if you just want to listen to it and you're like, man, this is some good rapping over some good beats. All the guests are on their best behavior. And yeah, sorry folks, it's in a pocket. They're trying to be in a pocket. They're doing this on purpose. Not because they can't do anything else. It's because this is exactly what they wanted to do. And they wanted to boutique it out as best they could. And to me, it's great success, man. Great success.
If I was Brittany Griner, I'm going to need Obama.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Yeah, guys, they did it. For me, this is album of the year. I feel like they're so far ahead. And they don't know what I'm on it. But when they know, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Just bottom line.
Bottom line.
And Nas's verse. Come on, Chandeliers.
Geez,
I mean, come on.
Come on, folks. He knew he only had a little bit of time to get in there. And he did his best. It's almost like he heard some of the album and was like, oh, okay. But again, I think every guest got brought in the loop on what the story was with this album. So everybody knew they couldn't just throw something on there. They knew they had to try to kill it because of who they were dealing with. And then the whole "this is culturally inappropriate," like the little
Oh,
drop.
my gosh.
Oh, it's beautiful. You never know when it's coming, but
I
I like
love
it every
it.
time. It's just, oh,
This is culturally inappropriate.
just, what?
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah. For me, this is album of the year. I know we were talking about FICO, but I had to mention the other songs and just some of these bars. I think it's an easy listen. Like, there's sometimes where there's album like, this is a great album, but like, okay, this is a lot for me to digest in this car ride. But this album, it's like, oh no, yeah. Let me find an excuse to go to the store. Let me find an excuse so I can just listen to this and So, guys, Clipse. If you heard the album, if you're like, okay, let me go listen to some snippets of this. Tell us what you thought about FICO. Let me know, what is your album of the year? Because I think is this the first current album we've ever done? Where like we're in the year 2025 and we're talking about something in 2025.
Yeah, I think it felt like we needed to. I think I felt the need a couple other times since we started the show, but
Yeah.
this was the one where I felt like I didn't want to resist the urge anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get this in here. So that was another song I wanted to do, and then we'll make it back to that some other time because we're going to keep on jamming anyway. So
Yeah. Go check out Stove Guys. Stove Guy Cooks, man.
Reasonable Drought, man. It's 5 years ago, and I know some people 5 minutes later they want to say, is this still in my rotation and all that, but yeah, it's still available, and you can go listen to it, and you can have a good time with that one too, because he went off.
God. This was March 27th, 2020.
Yeah.
So good Lord.
This was right then, man. Like, I probably hadn't even been like sent home from my office job for even 2 weeks by the time it came out. But I remember very clearly like listening to it and just running it into the ground.
So Pyrex, whip work,
This is culturally inappropriate.
packing Blizzards and Honda Civics. Yes. Where can they reach us, Arthur?
On the Record Jams, that's on X, OTRJ on Blue Sky, on the Record Jams at gmail.com. We're on the record on Facebook. The back catalog is all over the place, so you can go to Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon. There's a few places where you can get us in there, man, because really what we're trying to do here is like, we're two friends talking about music, putting people on this stuff, putting ourselves back onto things that maybe we've forgotten, bringing in some context, just making sure that we show as much appreciation for, all this beautiful music we've been blessed with over the period of time we've been lucky enough to be alive here. And that's why I keep talking about we're going to keep on jamming. We've been all over the spectrum, but we got a lot more places to go. And yeah, I'm interested to see some of the places we might end up, but I think we've had a good time so far.
This is culturally inappropriate.
This was fun. This was a good recording session. And until next time, keep your lamplight trimmed and burning.
And I'm for real about this. Keep jamming.